Ooh, cloudy. Cloudy. I'm live, but my the camera's a little fuzzy. Let me clean it off. I'm fuzzy too. Let's clean this camera off. I'll do it with my Thundrbro shirt. All right. That better? Good. All right. Well, we're lucky to have the landscapers next door today, so this should be fun. These landscaper jerks.
God. There's just a bunch of people doing the landscape that shows up, so we're gonna have a good little background music here.
Yep.
Just
It's always nice.
exactly what everyone wants.
You guys going live? It is 10 o'clock. So, hey, crew, today we got a special day today, obviously, because the fittest one on earth, Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, is here, and she's wearing a unicorn shirt. But also, we're going to do a really fun session. We're going to start with some conditioning, then we're going to hit shoulders and arms. And I'm going to take you through kind of an extended version of that. Cam might crap out a little bit after that conditioning workout, but I'll continue for all you guys out there. And we're just going to tune in our virtual audience via Instagram.
Good morning, CrossFit. What just said? We're getting all our camera ready, so we go live like 20 different places at the same time. Ooh, it's humid today.
All right.
All right, so our workout this morning, we're going to do a little EMOM. So on the minute, every minute,
On the minute, every
or
minute?
crooked.
Every minute on the minute. That would be,
An EMOM, every minute on the minute.
that's OMEM. On the minute, every minute. That's OMEM. That's not EMOM.
Did I say on the minute, every minute?
Yeah. OMEM. We don't even know that.
Every minute on the minute. I obviously have a pregnancy brain this morning.
It's okay. We
Baby
forgive
takes
you.
a lot of what's going on in here.
Cool.
It's not easy, okay?
Mm.
I see I'm not even wearing socks yet.
Uh,
This morning is not easy.
We have special
No, I'm
guests.
wearing socks. I'm not wearing shoes. I know I'm not even wearing socks.
Why are you wearing shoes? You can show up to the workout with shoes on.
Oh, because it's not easy this morning.
Oh my God. Hey, we have special guests here today.
Yeah, special guest here today. We have CrossFit Waterside joining us.
Side, Thundrbro Nation over here.
Thundrbro Nation, Burroughs Camille.
Yep.
Thank you. The landscape is over, so we're not going to hear them through the whole workout. All right, so today our workout is going to be super simple, pretty much like they always are. Just want to keep you guys safe and fit at your house. We are going to do an EMOM every minute on the minute. We're going to do jumping squat. Then we're going to do burpees. But me and Dave are going to sub that for the bike because little belly. We try to avoid too much, jumping and that type of movement right now. And then our third movement, we're going to do dumbbell snatch. Now, if you don't have a dumbbell, you are fine. What we are going to do if you don't have a dumbbell, a couple of things you can do. You can grab
soup can?
You can grab soup can.
You didn't bring the soup cans in here.
I did not bring the soup can.
I'll go get a soup can.
You can grab a water bottle, and trust me, just like the movement itself as fast as you can, is really gonna add up. Or
Show me this.
look at the size of this thing, yeah.
These are fresh cut green beans.
So you can. This is gonna be very grippy. Get at this. So we can use the fresh bean. Well, not fresh. Definitely not fresh.
They're super. Okay.
Or something else you can do. You can use a backpack and put a bunch of stuff in it. Here I got my beautiful Red Bull backpack. And then we can just snatch this overhead with some stuff in it. Just make sure it's closed. So I'm gonna put my shoes on.
I'll keep talking to him. We'll get him going.
While Dave tell you an embarrassing story about me, and then we'll start warming up.
Yeah. So for you guys tuning in, we're gonna do Cam's workout. This for us, for our Thundrbro people, it's gonna be just a nice way to kind of warm up my shoulders. So we're throwing some snatches in. nice regen for the legs with some air squats. If you want to do the burpees, that's cool. If not, you can sub a 200-meter run or even like a 15-calorie bike would be really good for that, just to get you hot. And then immediately after that, we're going to get into some hypertrophy work. And for all you guys following at the gym, we'll give you lots of substitutions. If you don't have equipment, we'll give you just substitutions, not just in the equipment you can use, but how to manipulate the reps and the movement to make it really challenging to help get some good muscle growing stimulus in there with you. So
as I'm putting my shoes on right now, it's a great time to go grab whatever you need.
yeah, you guys need to go grab your soup cans. You can also use a water bottle. And what you want to do if you're lifting the water bottle, what you want to do is you take the top, you pull it off just like this, and then you stick it in your mouth. That's a great way to use the water bottle.
All right, let's start warming up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everything's stiff today.
All right, let's get it going. What are we doing?
Okay, left leg in your hand.
Ah, Christ.
Use your wife as
This
a.
is bullshit.
Use your wife as a.
Just
It's a balance.
snap me in half right off the bat, will you? Thanks. Oh, Jesus Christ. Everything on my back just cramps.
Did your hamstring cramp?
No, my back is cramping. The most ridiculous stretch to start with. Jesus.
I feel like that's normal.
And what you want to do is just take your leg and just snap it back behind your body, just to get loose, just to get warm. Just snap it back there real quick. Jesus. And nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Let's
Oh
switch
my
legs.
God.
Oh gosh, I'm already crying.
Cramping already.
You are so tight.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of musculature to work with here.
You can ask people.
I gotta ease into these positions. You can't just snap me into a position.
All right, next thing. Here, let me just move this.
I'm terrified about what you're gonna say next. I'm literally terrified.
See?
Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your head and just nice and easy, just touch your head to your ass behind your body.
How did you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna move you guys down. So CrossFit water side, just follow along with us here. All right, next thing, bring your feet in our squat position. And then we're just gonna go down, grab your ankle. Oh. Is this okay?
It's okay.
I'm just gonna swivel left to right. Just start opening up everything. All right, so here what we're gonna do some baby Russian maker. So you're gonna keep your hands down and bring your butt up and then come back down. We're gonna do 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're gonna stay down here and we're gonna rotate one arm to the sky, the other arm to the sky. We keep going for some reason this close. What just happened here?
Yeah, you look like you're back on.
No.
You lost the feed, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right.
We're just gonna go back.
Go dismiss and then go live after that.
I know.
Technology. All right, click on it. Click on Camille right there. No. Just hold it. Yep, click. And now where it says go live, go live. Yep.
Okay. Oh, I created it. I already did one for me. Sorry about that. We lost our live on the CrossFit water side.
All right. Is that everybody? That's across the water side right there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because
We're-
there seem to be 0 people on it.
I know, and there was people.
Yeah.
It's okay. They'll
All right.
come back.
Be sure this is the right feed though.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you got
says CrossFit water side right
Okay.
here.
All right. Cool. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
All right.
You probably just booted out for a second.
Sorry about that. We're back. Ha ha ha. Nothing happened.
Continuing on.
What were we doing?
Yeah, we were gonna do some really easy lunges to help open up our hips. Yeah.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, please.
All right. Let's bring your left leg forward. Can you put it like long way so I can put my knee on
Yeah,
this?
sure. Here. I have a special technique I'll use for that. So here's the
Giving me a new one. All right, so let's bring that right leg forward. We're going to put the left knee down. And here, I'm just gonna let my hips drop down to the floor.
Drop your hips to the floor.
And what you can do with your right elbow is push in your knee, your front leg, your knee out. And from here, just do a little tiny sexy circle.
60 circles.
Make it sexy, Dave.
Okay, and back knees on the ground.
Yeah, my back knee's on the ground because I really want my hip flexor to stretch a lot.
Okay, this down so you guys can see. All right, back knees on the ground.
All right, then now straighten up that front leg
Straighten up that front leg.
as much as you can. And here we're gonna flex our feet and then point it. Just flex and point. Like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Is this better for you?
That's all of this is way better.
All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to put our hand in the middle, right here. We're going to sit back on the back leg. Sit back like me, David. Okay, and then let your hip drop on the floor as much as you can and lean back, and that should stretch your quad. Or is it stretching your quad?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a better way to stretch your quad so you don't have to kick it back.
Yeah.
Like
I
that?
sometimes like to do is I like to go like this and just sit back and stretch my quads that way.
Okay, that's what you
Yeah,
like
so
to
here's
do.
the option if you're tight. To do this. If you can't get into this ridiculous position, just feel free to go to your knees and just sit your ass back and stretch your quads.
All right,
Or
let's
you
switch
can go
legs.
hands on your
So left leg forward, let that knee drop on the floor, and here use your left elbow to push your left knee out and just little sexy circle.
Those things, I think we're gonna get some rain.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like the clouds are
coming.
The clouds are
It's
looking
coming for sure. You love me, Dave?
good. Yeah.
Love you too. All right, straighten up that front leg, and now we're just gonna flex and point the feet, or bend and straighten the leg like this. All right, sit on that back leg and fall to the side on that tushy and just lean back. Or do the Dave version,
Day version.
big boy version.
This is when you got big quads.
I have big quads.
Yeah, well, mine are just thick. They're dense.
So what are mine?
Yours are just bubbly. Like you have bubbly quads.
All right, let's go on a child pose. Arms forward and just lay down.
I'm excited to train my shoulders today.
Yeah.
It was nice to have a day in between lat day on Wednesday and shoulder day on Thursday. Maybe take Thursdays off and make a little bit more of a manageable schedule with recovery.
All right, so next up, we're just gonna warm up our movement for the workout. And today, I'm gonna be going very slow in the workout. I'm really tired today, so I don't wanna push it. And Dave is just gonna go as hard as he can.
I am. I'm gonna demolish Camille. I'm going to demolish her. You can guarantee, like, basically. Gosh, this connection is so poor.
I know, I don't know if it's the rain.
I wonder if it's the rain.
All right, so our first movement is going to be a jumping squat. I'm just gonna do air squat. So let's start with our setup.
Okay.
Bring your feet about shoulder width. And when I say shoulder width, you want to have your heels shoulder width. Because sometimes people go like this and they just turn their toes out. And the toes are shoulder width, but as you can see, there's really no room for me to get down in my squat in this position. Or if your feet are too narrow, it's really hard to get your hips through. So make sure your feet are about shoulder width, toes turn slightly out, weight is on your heel, and here we're gonna start the movement by pushing your hips back and down as your knee bend. And as you do this, push your knees out so they stay over your toes, and stand. So from the side, here we're gonna push our hips back and down, and then we're gonna stand while driving through our heels. Literally, it's kind of like going to sit on the toilet, but you just go a little further. So if you're dropping straight down here with your knee coming forward, you just miss the toilet. So make sure you sit back. So let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Now for the workout, you're gonna do jumping squat. So Dave, you wanna show that?
Yeah, sure.
I can show it, but.
So you're gonna do. Let me warm up the squat. So you're gonna do the same squat, but when you stand up, you're just gonna do a little bit of a jump off the bottom. So you're gonna jump, and then right to the next rep. Easy day.
So this is the hard way to do this workout. So if you can like jump for the whole minute and get right back into the squat, you are a champ. If this gets really hard, just jump, land, and then squat. So that way you'll have like a little second or moment to like chill a bit. I need to show you guys outside because it's about to pour on us.
It's normally not this dark in our garage.
It's gonna pour. I can feel, you know, when you start feeling that little cold wind and breeze coming in. Should we close the door?
No, it's fine. It'll be darker if we close the door. So, so jumping squat. It's a full minute.
Yes.
Okay.
Next movement, we're gonna do dumbbell snatch.
Okay.
So we're gonna grab 1 dumbbell, or your backpack, or your soup can,
Green beans.
or your green beans. That's right. Now, if your hamstring and hips or like low back is tight, I recommend just going slightly below your knee here. No need to go all the way to the floor. Definitely do not go all the way to the floor if your back starts to round as you go down. You want to keep a flat back. So here Dave is simply going to bend his knee, stand up with the dumbbell, shrug, bring his elbow high and outside, and bring the object overhead. So under speed, just like this. What I want you guys to think at home is just think about jumping. So if you only think about pulling with the arm, you're not really using your lower body. So it should be a jump into a shrug, pull, and then you just finish with the punch. So let's have you guys at home do 5 of these right now. Right? Meow.
And so, okay, so you got jump squat. It's a minute, as many as you get on the minute.
As many as you can get on the minute.
And then there's snatch.
As many as you can on the minute.
How often do you recommend switching arms with the single arm snatch?
I would say every rep.
Every rep switch?
Yeah, so just to make sure you're doing about the exact same amount on the side.
I'm gonna do 10-10. Yeah, I don't like to switch every rep. That's ridiculous.
How should I do it? Okay, let me not do it like this. You're the worst. You're the worst.
Okay, and what's the last movement?
And the last movement at home is going to be a burpees.
Okay, so you can do a burpee, or you could also run 200 meters, or
but make sure it's in the minute.
Yeah, hopefully they can run 200 meters in a minute, or maybe just calories on the bike. Yeah.
Or burpees. So at home, if you can do burpees, do burpees. I'm gonna stay away from it, just because of my ab stuff happening. I think Dave just wants to do bike and not burpees.
Well, now it's a bit people with back.
Right now it's kind of shooter's choice.
If you have back issues, don't do burpees.
It is a lot of flexion and opening at the hip for sure. So we're gonna bike on that 3rd minute. So at home, get your setup ready. We're gonna go for 5 rounds. So we're gonna be going for 15 minutes. So get your setup ready, and I'm gonna get our camera, our timer going
15
here.
minutes of this. 15 minutes.
Are you okay? Can you handle that?
I can handle it.
Are you nervous?
Not nervous. All right, so I'll do. We can bike here.
Yeah.
We can snatch. Why don't we snatch?
Yeah, just
here.
nudge behind.
And you can do the jumping squats right there. And we'll rotate.
So where are we snatching?
So there. So
snatch.
Excuse me. Snatch will be here.
So squat.
Your
snatch,
squat will be there.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or you just move where there isn't somebody moving.
All right, we're gonna start in about 30 seconds.
I'm getting on the bike and I'm preparing to bike.
Okay. You crack me up. Here we go. All right, we're gonna start. Ready?
Yes.
Let's
Let's go.
All right, someone's. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay.
All right, air squat for a minute for moi. And it's gonna be a little slower for me today.
Who's playing music?
You can put music.
Yeah.
Want me to put music?
Gammy's gonna put music.
I'm gonna put music.
We have a speaker.
Yeah, but the phone is on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Putting music. Workout music and switch. And switch. Round number 2. Back air squat. Or jumping squat at home.
Let me slide it on. This is a good warm up. You get yourself nice and hot.
Or a good workout if you're doing it.
Good workout. I'm gonna go a little harder each round.
Okay.
Let's bump the weight up a little bit each round.
And switch. Dumbbell snatch for me. Air squat taking you forward.
Moving forward.
She's got some nice long hair and you know she's
And switch. Oh boy,
Oh boy.
you okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little heavier on this one.
Okay. You go get it, honey. Hard as you can at home. Really get after it. My English is not good today. All right.
pushing it. Go around the squats. Feet set up.
And twist. Good? Getting sweaty?
And sweaty. There we go.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Close your eyes if you have to. Just keep going. Keep going in those burpees.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know
And switch. Run number 4. Crushing it.
You just mentioned those are good.
Here we go. Run number 4. Make sure you stay on your heel. Bring those squats and work on keeping the chest up. And twist. See, look so fast when we're having fun.
I know, right? What a great time.
What a great time. Best hour of the day. And this quarantine.
Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the good. If you want it bad, I'm gonna show you where it's at. Yeah, you can get it back. Cause I ain't never done. I'll be number 1. Working hella hard until I get just what I want. Yeah, rises like the sun. Yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot it, I'm gonna shoot it till I fall. Yeah, let's do it up. So I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving.
And twist.
Everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do this
Here we go.
for you, and I hope you
Here we go. Home stretch. We only have one of everything after this. One more round, David.
One more
Can
round,
you
Cameron.
handle it?
I can handle it. You handle it? Ah,
Yeah, but I'll take a sip.
take a sip.
Here we go. Last one of everything for today.
Right.
And twist. Yeah, you don't like exercise.
It's a little exercise.
Well, I have to break like your weight.
Even when I don't know what is right, I'm a big side, I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and die. Will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planning on the ground to it in my stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. So cold outside, I'm alone, I'm right. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm right.
And twist. Last minute. Last minute. Here we go. Last minute. Everything you have. Here we go. And done.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm good.
Yeah, I got sweaty there.
Okay. All right. So what of you guys is going to cut the slide. We started for the lifting portion now.
All right, what time is it?
It is, I don't know,
10:35.
35. Okay.
Good?
Yeah, just gonna get the live going
For Thundrbro.
for Thundrbro. And what you do?
All right, that was our little workout today. Pretty short. If you want to do at home, I can demo it because I can do that. With little abs finisher, we go 3 rounds of 25 V-up, 50 sit-up, rest as needed between.
Yeah.
And just enjoy that. And if you want, Dave is going to do some arm stuff on his own live. So feel free to come join him here.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys can stay on this channel, or you can follow us on Instagram Live right now, or YouTube Live, like you guys are. But what we're going to do is some shoulder work and some arm work. So I'm going to show you the exercises. Every set will be different, and I'll give you some substitutions for movements as we go, or substitutions for rep ranges and loading too.
Yeah.
If you don't have them. So let's get this bench out of the way.
And I'm not gonna be doing the arm stuff today.
You're going to spot me. You're going to spotter.
And I'm gonna go take care of the dogs.
Okay, fine. So you guys can.
Just really tired today.
Okay.
So I'm trying to not push too hard. Let's see. We at home little finisher. 3 rounds, 25 V up. So hollow hold and you try to touch your feet and come back, or just go as high as you can with your hand. And then 50 sit-up, do 3 rounds of that. Make sure to tag me in as after. Jesus.
All right, maybe this will be better.
Thank
I moved
you.
the chair a little bit to see if we get. Nope. Still not.
Thank you for joining moi. And yeah.
Oh, you want to put my camera on that thing, Cam? Because
Sure.
mine keeps cocking out.
Sure.
We're gonna
And
go through all
we have a 20% sale on furrows. Furrows 20. Use that code. 20% off until Sunday. Love you. Bye. Are you serious?
Can I just use the stand?
Yes. Can you just give me 1 second?
Yeah, I know it's complicated. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's get you guys up here. Hopefully we don't lose.
All right.
connection.
Thank you, CrossFit Waterside. We'll see you guys again pretty soon. Or I mean, I'm kind of seeing Cassidy. Not now, but a lot. So we'll be back. See ya.
All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some seated shoulder press to start with. So the first set we're going to do is going to be more of like a blood flow set. We're just getting some high reps at lighter weight. So I recommend you take just a nice light weight. We're going to do them smooth. It should be nice and hot from that workout. So smooth, 2 up, 6 up, 2 seconds down. We're going to try to get about 25 reps in the first blood flow set, and we'll kind of progress through this as we go. So I'm going to grab just some light dumbbells. Good. Some light BBs. My shoulders feel nice after that workout, which is good. Getting nice and hot. And now we can kind of pump out a little. There's one. And I got another one right here. All right. So first set, just for some good blood flow, try to move smooth. This is going to be kind of a full shoulder pump arms day here. So here we go. Up. 2. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Oh boy. Coming down. Bumpy. Okay, cool. Now, if you're doing this and you don't have like a vertical bench like I can actually put my back support up like this. That's fine. You can just do it seated on a regular bench. You can just do them upright seated. If you don't have a seated bench, obviously something like a stool or a chair can work. But in another scenario, you don't really even need the seat. I mean, the seat is one way to kind of isolate the laxity you might get in the system from the legs, from your core. So it just kind of stabilizes to put it right on the shoulder. But if you don't have that, that's totally fine. You can do the same reps. Same thing with a standing press, okay? So that was the first set. Now the second set, we're gonna start playing around with some double contraction reps. So the double contraction rep usually looks like some variation of a half a rep into a full rep. Now that can be from the bottom, so you can do a half from the bottom into a full. That can look like a top, like a half from the top into a full. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some double contraction reps from the bottom for a set of 10. I'm going to bump the weight up quite a bit, and this is really going to be our first working set. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from the bottom, halfway up, right back down, into a full rep hold. That's 1. The goal is to get 10, okay? And the last couple reps here should be kind of challenging. If you don't have more weight, right, and you're like, hey, all I got is like whatever, 25s or 35s, still do the double contraction, but do more reps. So instead of 10 double contraction, maybe that looks like 20 double contraction reps or 25 or somewhere in there where those last couple reps are getting a little bit challenging for you. The other option is if you have a partner or a buddy you're training with, they can stand behind you and apply overpressure to the bells as you do these double contraction reps. That's why being seated can be an advantage here with this stuff. Oh, it's iterating hard, I can tell. Holy cow. All right, so let's grab the heavier 60s.
It's happening!
Yeah, it's raining hard. Hey, could you do me a favor, Cam? Could you grab the hair clippers from the front porch? Just pull them inside so it gets soaking wet.
So you're asking me to go get soaking wet for you?
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Second set, double contraction. Pumping out the shoulders. Thank goodness. Feels super hot from that 15-minute workout we kicked it off with. Nice way to get that out of the way, too, because we're doing the 30-day shred, so I feel like I already got my depletion workout in, and I don't have to worry about that too much. All right, so here we go. Lock it in nice and tight. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah. Oh. Good. Second set done. Holy shnikes. Ooh. Good. Gonna breathe out a little bit. Let this rain come down. Holy cow, when it rains, it pours down here. So now, that was set number 2. Double contraction. Kind of getting hotter, a little stronger. So now we're gonna start mixing some fun stuff together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 reps slow into 3 reps fast. So we're gonna mix tempos with faster reps, okay? So the way this will work is you'll go through a rep where you'll go 3 seconds up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, and then you're gonna go after that 3rd rep in the 3 fast. 1, 2, 3. Then you'll go back to slow. 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, and 3 fast. 1, 2, 3, and then finally 1, 2, 3 up, down, up, down, up, down, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know if you're tuning in, that might seem a little confusing, so just think about it this way. You're doing slow reps into fast reps. You're doing 3 reps slow with a 3 count up and a 3 count down into 3 reps fast, 3 times through in a giant set. So it's 18 total reps, okay? Try not to confuse you too much on that. So give myself about 30 seconds more rest, and then we'll hit this. This will be a nice hard set. I think this is going to challenge for sure. And yeah, we'll go from there. It's going to grab some pre-workout and we'll rock. This is an example of our Dumbbell Anarchy program, which is an adapted version of Muscle Anarchy, our program that combines advanced bodybuilding concepts with functional movement and general fitness. Kind of uses just basic equipment you might find in a CrossFit gym or a home gym, some dumbbells and maybe a set of barbells here with Dumbbell Anarchy. It's obviously like dumbbells only and maybe some bands. So really accessible is the idea. And we want to give people exposure to these methods that are amazing for putting on muscle. That are really great for bodybuilding and hypertrophy and just improving your physicality. Whew. All right, Dave. This one's going to hurt a little. Couple more breaths, we'll lock it in. I get some chalk on my hands too because I'm getting sweaty as hell. Remember in CrossFit, they used to say the magic is in the movement, and that's really true. Like the functional movements are really effective. From our perspective, we like to kind of take the movements, but also add some really effective methods. So I say, you know, the magic is in the movement and also in the method that you're attacking the movement. And we get to exposure to a lot of different things here with these hypertrophy concepts. So here we go. Set number 3, tempos into fast reps, 3 slow into 3 fast, 3 times through in 1 giant set. Here we go, Dave. Come on, big cat. Oh, gosh. Wow. Yes. Oh, that stings. That stings a little. Holy shnikes. Good. Good. Oh, cool. All right, so there's a cool example there of how you can integrate tempo work, and also what you're doing with those fast reps is you're also incurring a good amount of what we call metabolic stress, which is just pumping blood in a muscle through repetition work. Reps work. You know, like people are always wondering how to put on size, how to put on strength. It's not that complicated. It's just good, lots of reps, lots and lots of repetitions, and good intentional repetitions done on purpose with a purpose. So, yeah, there that was set number 2. Now, set number 3 is going to be fun, nice and simple. All we're going to do is we're going to go for 12 reps, just nice and heavy. Okay, so set number 4 is going to be 12 heavy. I'll bump the weight up a little bit, just get good, not necessarily a tempo on it, but I like to think good hard reps where it's nice and smooth and fluid. Just healthy looking, strong reps where you're connecting with the muscle. That'll be set number 4. And set number 5, we're going to get nasty, and we're going to do a really cool drop set. And that will be the majority of our shoulder work. We'll start getting into some shoulders and arm stuff after that, some ancillary stuff. So I'm going to shake it out to about 30 seconds. If you have more weight, obviously, bump it up right now for this heavy set of 12. If you don't have more weight, that's totally fine too. What you can do is you can increase those repetitions. So instead of a 12 rep max, maybe it's a 24 rep max. Or if you have a buddy, like I mentioned, in the seated position, your buddy that you're training with can apply overpressure to the bells to give you more resistance to make this challenging. So you got different things you can work with, is my point. Whew. All right. When it rains, it pours in Florida. Holy cow. Feel those shoulders just getting pumped out already. It's good. All right, so grab a little pre-workout there. I think I'm going to bump it up to, what do I call these? This way, I call them my little dogs. So I got my little dogs, my top dogs, and my big dogs. I name the weights. Probably because I'm just bored and lonely. It's not funny, right? So I'm going to get my little dogs. My little dogs are coming out. It's good, shoulders are not a big muscle group, so if you compare shoulder day to chest day, back day, or leg day, the weights are obviously going to be different contextually. What's heavy on a shoulder day isn't necessarily heavy on a bench press day or a leg day. So you're kind of trying to find that sweet spot where muscles are getting close to failure within those repetition ranges. Okay, Lipson. 12 heavy. No holds barred. Oh, sun's coming out. Well, it's raining, so it's a sun shower right now. Now I'm gonna get out my little dogs. Oh, my little dogs. My little dogs are barking. In. I'm gonna try to kick these up nice and high so the bicep curl can see the position. We get it. Yep, good. Oh, nice. Yay! Good, good set. Nice heavy set of 12. Breathe a little bit. Recover. It's nice to take 90 seconds, 2 minutes between sets. Just let your central nervous system recover, your muscles recover, let your mind recover. Get some good heavy volume work in. This stuff is what makes muscles grow. It's that good heavy volume work where you're pushing it, getting the reps in. You know, I think the sweet spot for heavy mechanical loading is kind of that 8 to 12 rep spot for hypertrophy if the heavy mechanical loading is the goal. Once you get into things like tempos, you could probably push that out a little bit farther to maybe the 15 or even 20 rep mark. And for metabolic stress, 20 reps or higher is good for that. And also truncated rest periods, like not resting the full recovery. And all these methods, you know, mechanical loading, muscle micro tearing from tempos, metabolic stress, and those protein enzymatic responses that occur in muscles, they all have great utility. So I'm a fan of using it all. You know, I really don't like things that are linear because they definitely have a shelf life. Meaning, you know, a linear program, you do it and you get a result out of it, and then it kind of stops producing results. So I think it's better to kind of work all ends of the spectrum constantly because then you're able to kind of avoid plateau, even work on some things that are a weakness. You know, like when I started, some of the tempo work really, really challenged me. I was obviously good at lifting heavy, but the tempos really challenged me. So I've gotten dramatically better at that just by getting exposure to it, and my physicality has followed that along with that progress. All right, so last set's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a drop set. And what we're gonna do is whatever weight you use for that heavy 12, you can stay there. You can even go up a little bit if you wanted to. But we're gonna hit 10 heavy reps, nice and smooth for 10. Drop the weight down, grab a lighter weight. I recommend 30% less weight, somewhere around there, or depending on whatever you have. You're gonna drop it, drop the weight, pick up the lighter weight, and then you're gonna try to rep it out and get close to failure. So my goal is to go 10 into 20 with the 75s into somewhere around 40, 45, somewhere around that range for those reps. Cool. So just breathe a little bit here for a second. Whew. I'm gonna chalk the hands on this one. We'll come back and we'll hit that last killer drop set for the shoulders. This is kind of our main meat and potatoes exercise today for the shoulders, the seated dumbbell shoulder press. A little bit of chalk. Down there. A little bit of pre-workout. That's never a bad thing. Thank you, Nutrex.
Trying to figure out where to tie the dogs so we can go pee
So they
outside.
you can tie them to the post. No.
Why? It's
I don't know.
not
There's
sturdy enough.
no good place to tie them. They're so difficult.
I know. I was
There's
gonna
any
look here.
scenario where they don't end up bound up 1,000 ways with their leashes. There's no scenario where this works out. All right. Okay, so here we go. 10 to 20. Last drop set, shoulder day. Let's pump it out. Get a get a good one. I like to say, hey, last one, best one. So the idea with that is your last set, just sell out a little bit, right? Just try to get there so you're getting something out of these exercises. Yeah.
I think we both like each other like each other.
I think we do. Cam and I were like, we love each other, but we also love to tease each other. So it's like both. It's like I love you, but I love torturing you also. All right, come on, babe. Lock it in. 10 good solid reps. Let's do it. Come on, pal.
Let me try those.
Let's eject myself here.
I think this is gonna work.
Walking right in front of the camera. Can you believe that? She could have walked behind me. She chose to walk right in front of the camera. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good, go down. That was a good set. Now, the weight drops. Grab my lighter dogs, my tiny dogs, my baby dogs.
Al.
Okay. I'm okay. All right, here we go. So here's the set of 20. Try to sell out a little.
Oh, they're gonna get so wet.
It's up to you.
Oh, she's never been in the rain.
Where's that? Where's that?
Oh. Ow. Oh. Wow. Oh, good.
All right, maybe we go inside. Maybe we'll go make a video a little later, huh? Huh? Maybe we go make a video a little later.
Let me give you a little later. Oh, good job.
Did someone
Okay.
get it? Did someone give her doing her class? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So that was set 5.
Ow.
Yay, the shoulder press is done. That's good. So just to review, 25 reps blood flow set, 10 reps with double contraction, tempo reps, 3 slow and 3 fast, 3 times through is a giant set, 12 heavy, 10 heavy, drop, reps to failure. So that's kind of the synopsis of this. Now we're probably pretty cashed out with the shoulder pressing out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move some ancillary exercises and we'll finish with some biceps and triceps. So I'm gonna have you guys just grab a moderate set of dumbbells.
Let Jai get that.
My dog. Dad. Woo! And this is I really love this exercise.
Oh, honey. Okay, so we're going to that now. Almost made all the fish thing fall. All right, come on, princess.
Okay, so let me go back here for a second. All right. So this movement is it's really underrated. It's a great shoulder developer. It incorporates the bicep, the trap, the shoulder. It's a simple high pull. So we'll do it with dumbbells. We're gonna do big sets. We'll probably go sets of 15. Okay, and 4 sets of 15, what I want you to do is when you do the high pull, you can hinge at the hip, and I'll show you from the side. You can hinge at the hip a little bit, right? You can throw a little hinge in just to kind of feel the movement and athletic pattern and everything like that. I think it helps the order of operations really well. But the movement's gonna go shoulders, arms, elbows, right? So essentially we're right here. When I do it, watch how when I'm pulling, I'm trying to make my chest big as I finish the pull. So as I finish, I'm finishing with my shoulders back, not here, right? This is the goal. I want a big chest as I perform these high pulls. We're gonna go 4 by 15, 90 seconds rest. It'll be a good way to kind of finish off the shoulders. Put this right here for you guys, so you can all see. So this is gonna be our first set of 15. And what you wanna do is just put your mind right in pulling those shoulders back. Really focus on the shoulders back when you finish this, just to get good shoulder position here. Here we go. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. One down. Okay. Not too much rest. Just enough, about 90 seconds. Kind of already hit the heavier mechanical loading stuff with the shoulder press. So breathe it out. This one's a great one for the traps. You know, like the yoke of the back, your traps, your neck. I think of it as like it's like your business card, right? Because you're already always wearing it. You go to somebody that's got like a big neck, big traps. You see that immediately, and it's just got great utility for shoulder health. You know, athletic performance. And you guys who are overhead athletes, you're gonna want to have good, big, strong traps. That's why you see Olympic lifters with such great traps. They're great for pulling too. So yeah, all right, we'll go for about 30 seconds. We'll hit it again. We get a little more water now. Set number 2. 4 by 15. High pulls. All right. Here we go. Yep. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. 9 seconds. Let's set you halfway there. After this, we're going to hit some really good biceps, tricep exercises, just to finish out some arms. Maybe a little bit of a longer session today because we kicked it off with like 15 minutes of conditioning with Cami, or really 35 minutes because I kind of took forever. But at least we're nice and warm going into the session. And for you guys following this, we're doing 38 shred. That was a great substitution for depletion too, which I like because now I don't need to worry about working out again. Just get this good hard hypertrophy work in. All right, so here we go. Set number 3, 15 high pulls. Working our way through it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Coming down. Used to say that when you're pitching, you know, you're doing your warm-up pitches. Last pitch of the warm-up, say, hey, coming down. And then that's the one where you throw it, and the catcher does a practice throw to second base. Hopefully he doesn't hit you in the fucking face when he does that. Yeah, good. So, oh good, we got lots of folks tuning in here. You guys are tuning into live Dumbbell Anarchy TV, Muscle Anarchy TV. That would be cool. Imagine Muscle Anarchy TV was like all Muscle Anarchy all day. Last set of 15. We finished our seated shoulder press. Now we're working some high pulls and we finish out with some arms. So here we go. Get it, baby. All right, last one, this one. Yeah, that's nice. Good. Yay. Yay. All right, now we get to just get into the fun stuff. So we're going to hit some bicep, tricep work. The work you want to continue them. We'll have 4 different exercises. All of them are great. They're all super effective builders of the upper arm, tricep, and bicep, even the front delt a little bit. So first exercise we're going to do is going to be a standing alternating curl. So what I want you guys to think about when you're doing this, imagine the alternating curls going one arm and then the other. What I want you to think about is really focusing on squeezing your bicep, but putting yourself in a position to force the bicep to work. Okay, so the way you're gonna do that is one, you're gonna try to pin your elbow close to your side. Don't let it get out away from you. Try to get it nice and tight to your body. When you shift from one side to the other, you can actually shift and put your weight on the side that you're curling to help anchor that elbow in, okay? So there's one thing you can do to force the bicep to work. The second thing is your hand position. As you curl, I want you to try to turn your thumb out, away from you, just like you're pointing to the side. So you imagine as I curl, my thumb's gonna turn out and I'm gonna squeeze my bicep. Look at the proximity of my hand to my head. See how close it is? It's not out here, it's right here, where it's a focused curl on each side. So if you can imagine as I'm doing this, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work a couple sets. We're gonna go 12, 12, 10, 10 with the bicep curl. The first set's of 12. You might go a little lighter, feel the movement. Second set's of 10, I want you to try to bump up the movement and challenge it. I'll give you some different ways to challenge it outside of just adding weight. But let's get our first set right here. You'd be surprised, even from those high pulls, start to fire up your biceps a little. Okay, so first set of bicep curls, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Okay, good, come on down. 3. Yeah, okay, so that first set, just gotta get acclimated to the movement. Okay, so there was the first set of 12, alternating a little bit of mechanical stuff. Second set, we're gonna hit 12 again. Okay? I'm gonna bump up in weight. So I got a big jump. I'm gonna go from these like 35s to the 60s. But same mechanics apply. So my elbow's pinned to my side, my hand is turning out, my head is moving towards my hand as I finish the movement, right? And we're gonna squeeze at the top of each rep. And again, like, a bicep curl is not a movement that you can't go heavy in. You can. Just make sure that you're keeping the mechanics down. Once you start really swinging the weight around, you're really defeating the purpose. So there is a tipping point there where heavier isn't necessarily better. So let me set up my weights. Just about 90 seconds between these sets. Get my my junior dogs. My junior dogs. And these. These are my baby dogs. These are my junior dog, or my maybe these are my baby dogs, my little dogs, my junior dogs, my big dogs, and then my top dogs. That makes more sense, right? Like we're all on the same page. Okay. All right, here's 60. Woo! This one's gonna hurt a little. I like it. Papa likes it when it hurts. Got a little sip of something else here. I have so many water bottles hanging around, it's terrifying because I don't know which ones have been out for days with like warm Florida heat amino acids in them. All right, lock it in. Good hard 12. We're good. It's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2. Yes. Okay. That was a little harder. Oh, good. So it was set number 2 of 4. Next set will be 10. Probably good because I'm starting to fatigue as we go through it. So set of 10 here. You see I got my Thundrbro Bro Science Meets Real Science shirt on. That's always fun. And you guys who are still going with me, thanks for hanging. We're having a little marathon session here. You know, we've been going since about 10 a.m., so we're over an hour, but the first half was really just a warm-up and conditioning. So we really been lifting probably for about, gosh, I don't know, maybe closing in on about 40 minutes of lifting. Okay, so next set, same deal, but it's just going to be a set of 10. So if you want to, you can bump up in weight, or if you don't have more weight, what I recommend is you maybe slow down the movement a little bit. So instead of just banging out reps, you can go a 2 count up and a 2 count down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or even a 3 count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can kind of keep the reps the same. Maybe slow it down for extra time under tension if the weight isn't super heavy. So you're still kind of getting to that sweet spot where you're flirting with failure the last couple reps. I'm a flirt. I'm a flirty flirt. Cam left this here. I have no idea what this is. It's red. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I was coming to grab that.
It's red though. It's a mystery liquid.
Oh, and now you like it because it's good. No.
It's sweet. It must be magic juice.
Didn't like me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here we go, set of 10. Get me, baby. Woo! Sam's a good one too. All right, lock it in. Get it. Come on. Here we go, crew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes! Oh! Wowies. Wowies. That was hard. Good? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Breathe a little. Collect yourself. That was set 3. Just acted the heavy 10. Now, what we're going to do for set 4, it's going to be more fun, right? I think you guys probably can predict what we're going to do for set 4. In set 4, we're going to do that heavy 10. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, put it down. We're going to drop the weight, go to that first weight, that lighter weight you went to, and then try to get an additional 10. It's a good goal. So 10, drop 10. Because the biceps are small, so it probably doesn't need to be a huge drop to be a big difference. I am sweating so much. It's coming off of the brim of my hat, which is a good sign, right? When it's not dripping off my hat, it's dripping off of the tip of my bill, which means the sweat had to permeate through the entire bill of the hat just to get to the end. It used to happen in baseball. Jesus. You're like playing a competition or a tournament in Florida or something, and we get that. All right, so 10, drop 10. Simple. I'm going to chop my hands, get a little grip on it. That's good. Hybrid shoulder and arm day. Getting a good pump. You know, I'm low on calories this first half of the day intentionally because I'm doing the 30-day shred, so I'm still in kind of like a mostly fasted state. I'm going to eat feed after this lift, which will be really nice. Just try to get, I can already see my body changing. I'm starting to get a lot harder. I can see some more definition and just feel kind of tighter. think the first week, that's what you kind of feel, especially when you start pulling the carbs out, is you start feeling a little tighter, not as watery. All right. Woo! Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh God, that's ugly. Feels ugly. Okay, breathe, shake, go to your lighter bells. All right, this one's gonna be good. So you get another 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I hate you. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, ow, owies. Oh, hell. Ooh, that hurts. That stings. Oh, that stings. Good. Yay. Yay for biceps. Look at that. That was your final set of bicep curls. So now we're going to move to a tricep exercise. Really effective exercise for the inner head of the tricep. Not the long head on the outside, but more of the medial head. So what we're going to do is a skull crusher. You can do it with a barbell if you have one, but I love it with dumbbells too. This is all dumbbells today, and mostly every day, right? Because that's what we're working with. So let me show you what we got going. We're the skull crusher. Skullsies crushers. You guys do these. Flat bench is fine. Incline bench is also kind of cool, depending on what you're going for. I personally like the flat. I think you get a little more work against gravity. So for the skull crusher, I'll just tilt you down so you can see. We're going to do 4 by 12, nothing fancy, just a 4 by 12 here. I'm going to grab a couple points to keep in mind. 1, 2, feet on the ground, back. I think you want, here's number 1, okay? This is the most important thing with skull crusher. Elbow position. You want to get your elbows above your shoulders. Why? Because if they're shoulder height or lower, this is a lot of stress on the elbow, right? So I want you to bring them up. This is a little bit more natural, so they're slightly above the shoulder, and the movement is only coming from the elbow. So I come to the crown of my head, and then it's like a karate chop. Hi-ya, right? That's probably the world's worst karate chop. So we're gonna go here, try to hit a nice 3 countdown, 1, 2, 3, up. Okay, we'll go for 12, 4 sets of 12, 90 seconds rest, just straight sets, nothing crazy fancy here. Just get some good tricep work in, then we'll move on to the one more bicep and tricep, and we'll finish. So let's get these kind of moving. Good, hard, quick work. These are the reps that I'm talking about, guys. Like getting the reps in makes the difference. You know, everyone's looking for a magic pill. It's just putting the work in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, coming down. Oh yeah. Woo! Let me tell you what my meal is gonna look like after this, because I'm already thinking about my post-workout meal. So obviously this was a good amount of volume today, right? So we started with like a depletion workout. Then we went into the lift and coming off of sleep. I only had a protein shake this morning. Now the idea with that is just to mobilize some muscle glycogen, right? So I'm probably pretty depleted as I am right now. After this lift, your body is hungry to absorb nutrients. So if you were going to place a good, big, heavy meal around something, I would place it around the heavy lifting. Probably after is even better, where you can use a little bit of an insulin spike to help drive nutrients into cells. That protein shake is already in my system, so I want to try to drive that stuff through my digestive process. After this workout, I'm going to have steak, I'm going to have a little rice, I'm going to have spinach, and also orange juice. And that's to help push those carbs through. Now, the rest of the day, I might not go with that high carb at all. It'll probably just be like meat and vegetables. But right after this workout is where I'm going to push the carbohydrates just to try to refeed, replenish the glycogen so you don't become too catabolic, right? Because you want to replenish those stores. Here we go, set number 2. Wait. I did one mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, good. Oh, coming out. Nice. Feel good? Yeah, I feel good. Like I'm not, once you get used to, restricting the carbs, you don't get those cravings and stuff. I think better energy. I believe that's just insulin sensitivity. So the blood sugar isn't constantly spiking throughout the day. Like I'll try to create a little spike after a heavy lift, but the rest of the day it's pretty much just low carb, low sugar, and better energy in the morning, just better energy throughout the day. I can see now like some vasculature coming out. I'm seeing more of the leg veins coming out. Better definition in the midsection. And I've been doing this literally for like about 7 days. Okay, so I've been kind of getting ready for it and slowly trying to build up to it. But it doesn't take a long time. I think realistically, it takes about 2 weeks to kind of completely readjust to get used to lower carb and lower sugar. May not be fun. I mean, there was a couple nights where I ended up pounding Oreos because I just couldn't handle it. I really wanted the carbs. But over time, you start to acclimate, just like training. Here we go, set number 3. Set 12, 3 count down. 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 more. 1, 2, good. Oh yeah. Woo. Good. Sweet. Yeah, I'm getting excited because we're almost through this session. It's making me happy. So we're in set 3 of the skull crushers. 12 reps of the 3 count down, about 90 seconds rest. Today's entire session started with some light conditioning. I kind of consider that a nice warm up for the shoulders, about 15 minutes. Then we hit some shoulder press anarchy. That was really the heavy mechanical loading, blood flow sets, double contraction sets, tempo sets, drop sets, heavy 12, heavy 10. Then we went to some high pulls. So we hit some high pulls, just a quick 4 by 15. We went to alternating bicep curls, building to a nice heavy 10 into a drop set at the end. And now we're on the skull crusher. The last one we're going to do is going to be a superset. So it'll kind of be like one giant set with a bicep and a tricep exercise in it. And that'll cash us out, probably bring us just a little bit over the hour of lifting at least. So here we go. Set number 4, last one, best one. Sure those elbows are feeling good. 2 more. 1, 2. Oh yeah. Woo! Yay! How about that, guys? How about that? Nice. Okay, cool. So last superset. It's going to be a 3-rounder. It'll be nice and quick. What you're going to do is a seated, bent over single arm curl. You can do this a couple different ways. I personally like it on the bench. But you can also do it just bent over. Okay. Elbow's going to go on the inside of the leg, right here. Okay. Weight's going to come down. Weight's going to come up. You're posting up against your knee with the elbow to perform the rep. 15 on the right, 15 on the left. Keep it nice and smooth. That is essentially the first exercise. Okay. So 15 and 15. Second exercise is going to be a variation of a press down. Okay. So you got different options for this. I'll give you 3 different options. If you have a cable machine, which is ideal, you'll do a press down. You can do it with the rope. You can do it with the bar. I want you to get a good heavy 15 of those press downs, okay? If you don't, go to a band, and you can do a banded press down, okay, like we do in all of our stuff, but you're gonna do it for 30 reps. And if you don't have either one of those, I want you to go to 15 bench dips. So just on the side of the bench, you're gonna come off here, and you'll perform the bench dips. So the idea is to hit the long head or the outer head of the tricep by vertical pressing down. Okay, that's what we're kind of aiming for here. So get yourself set up. I think I'm going to use the straight bar, and I'll even bring this over here so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing, just to make sure that you guys get an idea. Does that show you? Almost got the full jazz there. There we go. Is that right? No, so there it is. Okay, that's the angle I want you to see. And you guys can see right here. So here's my curl, and there is my tricep extension. So let me start with the curl because we ended with the tricep work. I'm just going to set my bar up here. Woo! Love these. That's a little heavy. I'd probably go lighter than that. Okay. Let's see what 60 feels like, huh? Just gonna feel it. That's a little light. 80? How does 80 feel? Oh, 80's good. 80 is nice. Good. Okay, that's what we'll do. All right, so first set, here we go. Last superset, 3-rounder, 15 and 15. Just lighter, concentrated work. These are kind of some special exercises for the bicep and tricep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. Push-ups. My left arm is the weak one. I always feel stronger. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. So now we go straight from here to the press down, and then we'll rest. 3 count coming down. Okay, so 3 count on the negative. Okay, woo, felt good. I'm gonna bump that up for next round. Go up another bitty there. Oh, set 1 done. 90 seconds rest. Need some water. I am blasting through these waters. Holy shit balls. Ah. Take this belt off. It's making me sweaty more. Oh. Whew. Oh gosh. Oh, good. So we're making progress here. Here, I'll bring you guys over here so you can see. It's a good view here. Making progress. Just a little update on myself. Right now I am 242 pounds, which is an improvement from where I was at. Body composition wise, I got up to 257 pounds, and I was just starting to get a little too puffy for my liking. And I know that we had launched some of our Thundrbro shred challenges. We launched Thunder Cuts. We launched the 30-day shred, and my intention was to build up and cut down for USA Nationals, which it looks like I will not be competing at because of the current coronavirus crisis thing going on. So probably not a great idea for me to potentially expose my wife to that stuff because I want to compete in a bodybuilding show. But we're going to hold off. But in the meantime, I figured why not join our group for the summer, get peeled out for the summer. And I'm doing the 30-day shred. So, from 257, I just slowly started bringing down calories, increasing my training frequency and volume just a little bit. And it happens very naturally, just kind of slowly wean down all the water weight. A lot of the puffiness is gone. I'm starting to get a lot more definition, a couple striations starting to come back. So that's really cool just to see that. I'm excited, kind of to experience what our athletes experience, to be in the group with them doing the shred is going to be fun and exciting for me to actually be, part of the group. Because that's why I like this stuff. I like doing it myself, and I love sharing it with other people. All right, so here we go, same deal. Elbow post up on the knee. Okay, 15 reps, nice and smooth. Switch arms. 15 press downs. Bump up the weight if last round was easy. Here we go. One, two, three, four. Yay. Woo! Switching out again. 15. I feel like AC Slater in the Saved by the Bell, opening theme credits. Oh. 8, 10, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay. Oh my gosh. Press downs. Big breath. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Open it up for that last set. So hey, we're entering the last set. What I'm going to do with you guys is we'll hit. Okay, share a story. Go back on here. Okay. Whew. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll hit the last set. We'll hit it hard. Then I'll hang around for a few minutes and answer some questions. If you guys have any questions about the training or your nutrition or programs, anything, I'll hang around with you guys just to help you out if I can, or point you in the right direction. Anything and everything, training, nutrition, health, equipment, logistics, specialty programs. I also got some really cool updates for you guys, some things we've got going on this week that you probably want to tune into, with some really good resources and free stuff for athletes. So just tune in. What we got here is the bent over bicep curl, tricep press down finisher. The options here are banded press down if you don't have a cable, and also bench dip if you don't have a band. You can do a bench dip off of a bench, obviously, but you can also do it off of a chair, off of a couch, off of a bed even, a little unstable, but that's not a bad thing. Always a way to get it done. You know, we got a lot of people doing this stuff in their living room, and this whole program that I'm doing, Dumbbell Anarchy, is literally dumbbells and some bands. I mean, obviously I use my machine when I can and tell you what the band substitute is, but it's a very minimalist equipment, and obviously I think it's really effective and it's giving me plenty. All right, last one, best one. I gotta get these arms to grow. My friend Donnie was trying to get his arms to grow. And I said, you gotta talk to your arms a little bit. Say, okay, command you to grow arms. You can grow if you believe it. All right, gotta believe in that training program. Here we go, squeeze it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe. Second arm. Okay, here we go. Last one, best one. Concentrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, press down. 15. Come on now. Let me turn my head around for this one. Let's make sure I get a good one in here. Come on, listen. Let's get it. Come on. Be a champion. Be a champion now. Come on. Good. Dropping it down. Get you a little bit more. I'm going to cash out here. Dropping it down. A couple more good ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yay! Oh, Nikes. Yay! Fucking done. Damn it. Good. Good for you. All right. Come on down. Come on down to my level here for a second. You guys right here. Oh. Whew. That's a view of my outside. That's not what I want you to see. Let's get this one going. Oh, hello. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. All right. Good. Good. So, thank you for tuning in, you guys. I think we got some questions here. Just going to read your questions. I don't know if it's detergent bottles work well if you want something to lift. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's ask some questions. Let's answer some questions. You guys did a great job. That was a super long session. Oh, gotcha. You guys can watch in the Q&A. So if you guys got any questions, please type them in the bottom of your screen. Holy wow. In the bottom of your screen, there's a question mark box. What I want you to do is, if you do have a question about training, nutrition, programs, whatever, type it into that question mark box and we'll answer it. That way, everyone knows what question we're answering if they're tuning in. We can filter out what I call the, I'm not going to call it the douchebag questions. You don't have to answer those ones. Not that, that doesn't happen very often on this feed. So, yeah, answer a question below. I'll pull this back. That was a good, really long session of dumbbell anarchy. We had conditioning. We did a pretty good shoulder day hybrid with arms. So we were able to kind of parlay some arm working with the shoulders this Friday, kind of get the best of both worlds there. I'm certainly cashed out and tired now. Just want to lie in the fetal position for a while. We can get some good food. And you guys are fucking awesome. It's hard for me to balance this on water bottles. There we go. So if you guys have questions out there, please type them in the question mark box below. This hair is interesting. And if you don't, that's fine too. Resistance band curls for reps every day or every other day. If you're doing something extra hypertrophy, I like every other day just to allow, if there is an effect, to allow the healing to take place over 24 or 48 hours. Depends on how voluminous and damaging the work is. If it's not very damaging, you might do it every day. Like I'll do rotator cuff exercises every day. But if it's like, hey, I really want to blast my biceps, probably don't need to blast them every day. Probably every other day or every third day is really good, just to allow them to heal and remodel so they can grow and grow back thicker. So you got to allow the acclimation and the healing process to take place for it to actually grow. I'm sure it makes sense. You gotta plant the flower and then you gotta let it blossom. All right, so yeah, what's up? Lots of waves. You guys out there, please ask a question. If you, as we're waiting, I'll just give you some updates. A couple things. Tonight, I think it'll probably be about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I'm going to be going live with one of my good friends, gym owner Tim Carroll of CrossFit 908. And Tim reached out and he said, hey, Dave, I'm interested in learning about muscle hypertrophy for my gym, for my athletes and my programs. And what book do you recommend? And I said, oh, well, I got a bunch of books I do recommend, but including my book I wrote called Hypertrophy for Functional Fitness. But I said, hey, why don't I do this? Why don't we do a live where I can actually explain it to you live in front of all these other coaches that probably have the same questions and kind of explain to you some basic hypertrophy theory and the context of hypertrophy within kind of CrossFit and fitness and performance and different methods and things you can incorporate and just the mechanisms in the body, how all that stuff works. Kind of like in more layman's bro terms. And then when you read the book, it'll hopefully make more sense. We're going to do that tonight at 7, I think. So if you guys are around at 7, tune into my Instagram Live and we'll talk in hypertrophy with gym owner Tim Carroll, who's one of my best friends. In fact, he was the best man in my wedding. The best man, the better man. Tim's the better man. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, I just want to say thank you. Thanks for tuning in today. I know that was a long workout, and I'm sure you got tons of stuff in there, so there's that, I guess. If you're interested in the full workout, go on YouTube. And on our YouTube channel, we have YouTube Live series covering all these workouts. And we actually have our media director editing them to kind of make them a little bit shorter so you can just see the sets and the reps after it's been done live. If you want to check this stuff out, feel free to go to our YouTube channel. So I'm getting some questions here on the YouTube feed. I'm going to answer it, and I'll answer it in front of you guys too. And if you guys have questions, just type it in the question mark box below, in that little box with a question mark. So let's see here. Okay. For the shred, when the nutrition says high protein, low carb, do you use a percentage of your calories? Good question. So what I consider high protein, low carb
is probably a majority carbohydrate. Okay, so that would be basically like anywhere from 40, 30, 30 to 50, 20, 20. I think 50% protein, 20% carb, 20% fat is pretty damn low carb. But the idea is you just want to kind of save the carbs, especially if you're thinking about the way you're spreading them out today. Save the carbs for before and after your heavy lift. Because that's where they're probably most valuable. So around your lift, you might eat a meal that's 40, 30, 30 carbs, protein, fat, or even after, right? You might hit 40% carbs after, but then the rest of the day, I want you to keep them low. And you have a daily total you're obviously trying to hit. So there is context in there because everyone's on a different schedule. Some people train in the morning or at night. So it gives you lots of flexibility. But yeah, what I consider low carbohydrate is a majority protein and a minority of carb and fat. So anywhere from 40 to 50% carb or 50% protein is what I would consider low carb. The truth. That was fun. Yeah, it was always fun. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end you guys. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you next time. I'll give you updates on the next live workout.